Welcome to this Qigong routine that has silk reeling, meridian, 5-element meridian stretching, and a 5-element flow. We'll begin with knocking on the door of life, just creating some momentum by turning at the hips and the waist and allowing the arms to wrap around the belly and tapping on the low back on either side of the spine. And then we'll bring the soft fist up to the chest to activate the lung points here, the lung chi, and then with a cupped palm, tap over the top of the shoulder, activating the gallbladder channel here. If you want to add more rotation through the spine, just look over your shoulder or look forward. Come back down to the lung point. And then back down around the waist and the belly. And then allow the arms to just come to a still point. Then we're going to move into picking cherries. So we tuck the tailbone, soften through the knees, and then extend through the arms. Almost like you're climbing a ladder here. Opening up the waist area, creating more space and relaxation through these muscles. And then exhale down, relax. Now we'll open the front and the backs of the spine, the back of the spine. We breathe in as we pull down and exhale as we round forward. So we're drawing the elbows down a little bit past our peripheral vision, and then tucking the tailbone, tucking the chin to the chest, opening the front of the spine, opening the back body. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the tailbone. Just encouraging the opening of all the discs in the spine and the movement of fluids. Now we're going to move into some joint opening exercises called silk reeling or coiling. So we're going to rotate the wrists and rotate the wrists around each other. And then we're going to work on the elbow joint by bringing the forearm up and then as if it were going down into a hole, while the left hand is just massaging all the way around the elbow, helping to bring a little bit more blood flow here. Then we'll reverse that movement. We're going to come up through the hole with the forearm and fan the palm away and down, up and out, away and down. And we'll switch to the other elbow as if an animal is coming down into a hole and up. And then we'll reverse that, coming out of the hole and down. The saying is, the hinges on a moving door or an active door never rest So we're wanting to use our joints in every direction that they're able to move. Now we're moving into the shoulders. You can just rest your fingers on your chest there by the clavicles, and then lift the elbows as high, straight up as you can towards the sky, back, down, and around. This will open the chest and then contain the chest. We'll reverse the direction. The shoulder blades will move away and then closer together on this rotation. So you can include your whole spine here, kind of undulating. And then drawing one elbow back at a time, putting a little bit more emphasis through the rib cage here and the waist, lengthening. The areas in the joint that we do not activate can collect stagnation, so that's why we're using these circular movements. Now we're going to work our way up into the neck. For the wise owl turns its head to eliminate fatigue. We start with the palms down, and then we fan the fingers back, thumbs go back. And as the thumbs go back, we turn the chin over towards the shoulder. Turning here. To your left. Exhaling forward, relaxing, and turning to the right with the inhale and a hold. Exhale forward, inhale and hold. Exhale forward. And then we'll move into some hip circles. Keeping the legs themselves fairly straight and really creating as large a circle as you can with the hips. Side, front. Let's reverse now. Forward, side, back, side. And you can put your hands on your low back here to help push the hips forward on that rotation. We can get a lot of blocked energy here in the hips, so we're opening up these energy pathways as well. Now let's warm into our two-handed teacups with a squat and then a lift. Hands resting on the low back here. And then we'll bring the teacups forward. Imagine you're holding two teacups. We're going to rise up. Palms will pass over our head. And then back, spiral back around and through. We're inhaling up and then exhaling as we come through and forward. Breathing in and out. And then we'll reverse this, passing the hands behind us and over the head, forward, behind, circling around and over the head. This is a full body silk reeling exercise, impacting the fascia from your toes to your fingertips. Now you can just do some knee circles here, or you can do what I'm doing. You can add an eagle's claw where your forefinger and your pinky are resting in between the tendons below the kneecap, and your thumb is in the little hollowed area above the kneecap, helping to bring more blood flow into the tissues here with these eagle claws. And shake it out. And let's just lift the chi and settle the chi before we move into some broader stretching. This is called a 5-element meridian stretch. And we're going to start with the earth element, with the thumbs touching the sternum here at our earth center, and just taking some calming breaths. Then we're going to move into the metal element. This exercise is called the arrow. So we interlace the fingers and stick the forefingers pointing up. And then our feet are together, we bend, squat down, and the forearms will fold behind the head. Breathing in and extending up, and even back if you want to, and then exhaling down into that squat. Breathing in and out. The metal element corresponds with the lungs. And then we'll do a forward fold here, moving into the water element and its corresponding organ, the kidneys. So in this fold, if you want to, you can scissor the legs a little to open the sacrum area, that kidney area up more. And then we're going to rise up with the fingers interlaced onto the fronts of the feet here for raising the bubbling springs. Then we'll do a side stretch for the wood element and the liver. And release down into the fire element. This is spreading the feathers, and this is connecting with the heart. So here on spreading the feathers, we are leaning the ear to the shoulder and then nodding the head over that shoulder. With an inhale on the way back, and then an exhale through the mouth forward, releasing anything tight, tense, stuck. Just let it go. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed, and maybe with each nod, let's go up to the other side. With each nod, see if you can maybe lengthen the breath a little and even increase that range of motion, looking up to the sky here and then looking down towards your foot on the exhale forward. We're pressing through the heels of the palms, and the arms are at about a 45-degree angle away from the torso. Just let it go. Any mental tension that's been accumulating in the neck and tops of the shoulders. And we'll hinge forward and shake that out. That's the 5-element meridian stretch, and then we'll just balance fire and water here. And move into a transitional phase where we release or purge stagnation with some techniques for doing this. This is counter swing, We just lift the arms to shoulder height and drop them directly down. There's a little bounce, bounce, down, up. And we want to keep it nice and light with the shoulders relaxed. And then we add a little turn in the hips towards that forward hand that's coming up, and exhale with the drop. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Using a sighing breath. Now we're going to do something called dredging the channels. We draw up to the hips, we cross, and then sweep the hands along the insides of the arms, reach up and drop. Now the outsides of the arms, back of the body, down the backs of the legs, reach up and drop. So we're alternating between the yin and the yang channels, coming up, lifting and dropping, as if you are clearing out anything old, stuck, stale, unnecessary out of the body. Dredging the channels, like cleaning out the gutters of your home. Breathing in, releasing down. Flicking those fingers when you release down. Drawing up, crossing, lifting, dropping. And then a few repetitions of that release, lifting and dropping and flicking the fingers and just letting go of any old energy. And then we'll just move into shaking the tree. Just a nice light bounce through the whole body, keeping everything loose and continuing with those sighing breaths. Wrists are loose, neck is loose, hips are loose. Shaking and sighing is instinctual stress response. And here we're just doing it intentionally to clear stagnant energy. Help to reset the nervous system, clear lymphatic waste, and just stop and notice how you feel. And we'll lift the chi again, about to the level of the forehead, and then lower the chi. Breathing in through the nose, and then out through the nose. One more time. And then we'll move into our 5-element flow. This is Buddha holds up the earth. Palms raise up, scan past the lungs. And then we come to an edge of a stretch as the palms spiral towards the sky. So this is for the metal element and the lungs. So we're always scanning those palms past the lungs. And now we're just breathing exclusively through the nose, keeping that energy more internal, starting to circulate our energy. This 5-element flow is a classic practice for keeping the body balanced. It helps the chi move in every direction through every meridian for the purpose of enjoying a long, healthy, vibrant life. Now the next exercise is the fountain. We hinge forward, draw the backs of the hands up, and then spiral out around the elbow. The elbows stay pretty stationary, and the forearms just fan out and down like a fountain. And I'm turning sideways here so you can see the hips go down and back. And then they push forward, rolling the body up in a wave. Breathing in and out. So we're following the kidney channel as we draw up here. Reaching down near the knees. This next exercise is called The Tree Sways in the Wind. This is the wood element. And we're going to just rest our palms here, turn and draw along the side of the body, all the way up above the head, come back to center, and then float the hands out to the sides. We're following the liver channel as we draw up the side, breathing in, over the head, turn back to center, a little breath hold here, and then exhale, release, as if you're unfurling the branches of a big tree. Breathing in and out. You're noticing this slow breath and this slow movement, and your awareness of the experience of moving the body with the breath, starting to drop you into the present moment, creating a mind-body connection. The breath and the movement creating a pattern that the mind and the nervous system can't help but follow. I think I just spotted a big jackrabbit there that I thought was going to come into view, and it ran the other way. Now we're moving into cloud hands. I'm going to break it down. We shift the weight, we turn the hips and the waist, and then we switch the hands. One hand on the heart, facing the heart, one hand facing the earth. Shift, turn and switch. Shift, turn and switch. And then we just slowly start to smooth out those edges. Shift, turn, switch the hands. Arms aren't too close to the body. They're not stretched out too far away. They're just nicely spirited and rounded. And then we just start to imagine moving big fluffy clouds, turning the body. Breathing in towards the heart, exhaling away. And find a flow. And close it down. We'll breathe in and out, lifting the chi and lowering the chi. And the fifth element is the earth element, and we're going to do a variation of pebble in the pond, where the left hand spirals around, comes to the bottom of a ball, and then the right hand spirals around and comes to the bottom. We're reaching across the body and around and back. Breathing in towards the belly, exhaling away. And I just like to shift my weight with the movement of the hand. This is the earth element exercise, and it connects with the spleen and the pancreas. The cloud hands that we did is for the heart. This is an excellent exercise here for feeling grounded, stable, strong in your body. And then we'll lift the chi and lower the chi. And pull down the heavens to close the flow. We can breathe in and scan the body, the head, the throat, the chest, the belly, the hips, and the legs, and the feet. We can release any residual stagnation, tension, pain. Just let it go into the earth. And we can pull down any energy that we are needing, especially right now. Pulling down peace, tranquility, vitality, and groundedness. And then we'll step the feet in close together and rest the hands at the lower abdomen, which we call the lower dantian, for bamboo in the wind. And you just float your crown up to the heavens, relax everything down. And you might start to rock and sway, imagining this gentle breeze is a metaphor for your chi, which is freely circulating now through your system, going where it needs to balance and heal. And we'll step out and circle the belly, going up the right side and down the left side, following the movement of digestion. Creating a little friction here for the major organs. And then spiral in a little closer in the lower abdomen. Breath in and release with a sigh.